Hello everyone. The next topic in the fabrication methods for MEMS is the lithography. The term lithography comes from two Greek words, litho meaning stone and graphy meaning to write. So together it means to engrave on the stone. And this method is very much similar to this engraving on the stone. It utilizes an energy source to write whatever we want on the wafer, usually the silicon wafer. We will discuss three methods in this section: the photolithography, X-ray lithography, and the electron beam lithography. So the first method in the lithography is photolithography. So this is a photographic technique which is used to transfer the copies of a master pattern onto the substrate. This is very much similar to the method we use to develop photographs from the films, and here the master pattern refers to the circuit design on the IC, and the substrate is which is mostly used is the silicon wafer. The substrate will be covered with a thin film which is usually SiO2, on which the pattern of holes will be printed. On top of this oxide layer, a thin layer of organic polymer will be deposited, which is called as the photoresist. Now this organic polymer layer is sensitive to the UV radiations. By sensitive meaning that it will undergo some chemical reaction if the UV radiation falls on the photoresist. Now a photo mask consisting of a glass plate and a chromium pattern is placed on top of the photoresist. Now this photo mask has two different parts. The glass plate, which will be transparent, can allow the UV rays to pass through, and wherever there is a chromium pattern coated, it will not allow the UV rays to pass through the photo mask onto the photoresist. So as a result, the UV rays falling on the part of the photo mask where there is a chromium coating, they will not be allowed to pass on to the photoresist, whereas those rays falling on the glass plate, they will be passing on to the photoresist, and some chemical reactions will be occurring on that place. Now when this is explained here, when the wafer is exposed to UV radiation, the pattern on the photo mask will be transferred onto the photoresist. Now we see that the UV rays causes some chemical reaction on the exposed areas of the photoresist. Now this reaction could be of two types, the positive and negative. So when the photoresist layer is subjected to the UV rays, those portions could either be strengthened or will be weakened depending on whether they are negative or positive type. So on developing using a rinsing solution, just like we develop the photographic film in a closed area, this exposed region could either be removed or be maintained there. Okay, so when the UV rays fall on the photoresist layer, those portions will either be maintained or be removed depending on whether they are positive or negative. Thus, the pattern on the photo mask here, the pattern on the photo mask will be engraved onto the photoresist layer. Thus, the resulting photoresist pattern is either the positive, that is the same as, or the negative, that is the complementary of the original pattern on the photo mask. A chemical, usually the HCl, is used to attack and remove the uncovered oxide here, the uncovered oxide layer from the exposed area of the photoresist, and the remaining part of the photoresist is stripped, and we get a substrate plus the oxide layer having the required design of the circuit chip. So this is how the photolithography occurs, and it is very much similar to the method we use to develop the photographic films. So the second one is the X-ray lithography, and as the name suggests, it utilizes an X-ray as the energy source. So it forms or it uses a collimated X-rays generated by a synchronous radiator, which is the X-ray source as the exposing energy. Now this chamber, this form as the dotted line, it is filled with the helium gas, and similar to the photolithography, it also has a mask holder, and the photoresist is placed on top of the wafer layer. The synchronous radiator, which is the X-ray source, which will be attached to a storage ring. Now this storage ring will be in the toroidal shape, that is a three-dimensional ring shape, and it has a set of magnets placed on it. Now the charged particles from this synchronous radiator, they will be passing through the accelerator, which increases their kinetic energy, and they will be circulating along these magnets which are placed in the ring shaped X-ray source or the synchronous radiator. Now they will be circulating till they are allowed to pass on to the mask or the substrate region. That is, they will be circulating till they are allowed to pass down to the chamber. Now these X-rays are passed through a beryllium and Kapton polyamide film which are placed inside the chamber. They isolate the vacuum and other environments, which is the helium gas, and allow these X-rays to pass through this mask, this X-ray mask, and fall on this photoresist or the X-ray resist, as shown in this GIF. The masking allows the pattern to be printed onto the wafer layer or the oxide layer which is placed on the wafer. That is, it allows the X-rays to selectively fall on the oxide layer which is placed on the silicon wafer. Thus the pattern will be engraved. In this method, the sub-micron scale structures with high precision can be fabricated. Also, tall structures with aspect ratio of 100:1 are possible, which was not the case with photolithography. Now, if you use X-rays of short wavelengths of 0.1 to 1.2 nanometer, they can be used for nanoscale patterning, which is helpful for the fabrication of NEMS, nano electromechanical system. This can give deep penetration to thick sensitive resist materials. Now some of the commonly used mask materials are diamond, beryllium, silicon, gold, polyimide, silicon carbide, etc. And PMMA, polymethyl methacrylate, and SU8, which is an epoxy based negative photoresist, and it is one of the widely used photoresist, are used in this method. So the last one in this section is the electron beam lithography. It is very much similar to this X-ray and photolithography. Here, instead of the X-ray or the UV rays, we used a electron beam as the source of energy. And similar to the two methods, we write the ultrafine patterns on the wafer layer. Now this method can produce the structures with a higher and better resolution compared to the other methods. This is because the electrons having shorter wavelengths makes it possible. The figure shows a schematic representation of the electron beam lithography.